Now John House tells us about his long journey to winning all 5 Minnesota DNR stamps, and how spending time outdoors has had a great influence on his art.
When I was very young, I just had an artistic flair, and I was always doodling. I would doodle on the supper table without a pen or a pencil. I would just doodle. There was an artist inside me at a very young age, and my parents recognized that, and God bless them, they really invested into me. They got me private art lessons. They bought me materials, sketch pads, charcoal, paint, oil paint. They did their best. I really did not pursue art in high school or really in college, but through a long series of events, I just wasn't happy in college, and so I left college to become a Canadian fishing guide for a summer. Well, I had to make a living, and I had seen an article about a Minnesota decoy carver who was doing some beautiful carvings and fetching really good prices. And so I thought, this is how I'm going to do it. This is what I'm going to do. I kept at it and got pretty okay at carving. Ended up entering 4 international contests, won them all. But what happened was, the artist in me wasn't satisfied with carving. Being the irresponsible artist that I was, I jumped ship, left carving pretty much cold turkey, jumped into painting. Wasn't very good. Not a good start. And for years, I would enter the Minnesota DNR stamp contest. The DNR, based out of St. Paul, has a contest every year for the honor of the artwork being your artwork being selected to go on the stamps that hunters and fishermen have to buy. It was very competitive, but I wanted in. I wanted to take a crack at it, and so I did. Interestingly enough, my first entry got 3rd. For years thereafter, I never got close to 3rd, and that hurt. And I finally won the contest in 1998 for the 1999 stamp. I think there was a single factor in the painting that I finally won with that did it, and that was storytelling. That particular piece it's this green-winged teal over here, and I have the male in a very animated pose. He's preening, his wing is back, his body is twisted, his head is back here to preen, very animated, and his bride, his hen, is also very animated, except he's up and preening, and she's down, very docile, and looking to grab something to eat or peck away at, or what. So he's up and proud, and she's just down, being tender, and it's kind of a circle. In design terms, in abstract terms, it's a circle. And so I kept trying with the pheasant, try and lose. And finally I got a very nice phone call that I won the pheasant. And at that point, I said to myself, they have 4. They had 4 then. Duck, pheasant, trout, and turkey. And I said, I have 2. And this was really wonderful because this was the 5th. And at least 2 artists now have gotten the 4. That I happen to be fortunate enough to be the first one to get, but nobody's got 5 yet. So that's still a little special to me. I paint in oils. Most stamp artists paint in acrylics. I prefer oil paints. Acrylics dry very fast, and there are people with personalities that works with. That just works for them. That does not work for me. Inspiration can come from many sources. I will see a sunset, a particular sunset, out of 100 sunsets, this particular one has such colors, and they might not be bright colors, they may be very subtle. And that's one of the reasons I try and carry my camera everywhere I go, because you don't know when it's going to knock on your door. But just a sunset or a sunrise or a color in a flower, really almost anything would qualify it, and you feel your heart move. That's the measurement for me. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, just love that. I require my meter to be moved. And you know what I mean when I say that. I have to feel something.